Greetings from House Shrink. Another live streaming here on the usual lessons that I talk about. Today will be the second pillar of self-esteem, competence. As you know now, if you've been following me, there are three pillars in my theory of biocognitive science. There's valuation, there's competence, and there's affiliation. Today, I'm going to be talking about competence. The three make the worthiness of selfhood. Today I'm wearing the blue Hollisters and drinking Ceylon tea. The Ceylon tea is so I can give you some time to ask questions. A lot of people join. They start just popping up, hundreds of them. So they're already started. So here we go. I'm going to, I guess, wait a few minutes till people start really coming in because otherwise I have to repeat myself. So go ahead and join me. I am here to give you some psychological lessons about life. I'm House Shrink, and I have quite a few people following me now. That's why I can do the live streams now. Usually they let you do 60 seconds, but I do the live streams now. And what I want to remind you is that, hi Wendy, Black Girl, Key Master, popping up. So I want to remind you that this video, since we can't post it on TikTok because it only takes 60 seconds, I post it on my YouTube channel, Dr. Mario Martinez, so you can watch it in its entirety. So it'll be up tomorrow. So if you miss some of it today, you can go tomorrow and watch it. But make sure that you follow my channel there, the YouTube, Dr. Mario Martinez. If you follow it, then you'll know all the new videos and things that I'm putting up. And I have over 130 videos now of all kinds of information about how to better your life and how to really, with good science, not some BS that people tell you about, but this is really good science. I'm a clinical psychologist, I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, but I'm not doing therapy here. What I'm doing is education and giving you a lot of information about selfhood. So let me start welcoming people here. Nomadic Mystery, Virginia, Sherwood, all kinds of people are coming in here. And I thought I could scroll, but I guess I can't, so I don't know. Let's see, can I scroll? Oh yeah, I can. Okay, good. In case I miss some of the questions. Colin, Janice, Will Unknown, Justy, 325 whiskey. What kind of whiskey is that? My favorite whiskey is called Lagavulin, and it's a Scotch, really good, made in one of the islands off Scotland. And Lagavulin means, literally, in Scottish, it means the distillery at the end of the meadow. Pretty good. Don't do it unless you're at the age of 21. But if you're 21 or older, get it. It's not cheap, but good stuff is usually expensive. IDEC, Yo Yup. All these creative names, Mets, Alexis, all kinds of people are coming in. So now I think we can start. House Shrink here with another live stream on getting your life in order. Follow my channel and keep up with my work. And you can also go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Mario Martinez, and you can watch all of these videos for the ones that are longer than 60 seconds. And they're available to you. Also, my books are available. I have two bestsellers, The Mind-Body Code and The Mind-Body Self. And I'm noticing that people are buying them here because I can see the ratings and everything and how it works. It's pretty good. So thank you. Y. Martinez. Hi. J. Window Clean. Jacob. All right. So today I'm going to be starting with one of the three pillars of self-esteem. The first pillar is valuation. How much you value yourself and the ability that you have to feel good about yourself and worthy when good things happen. When people have low self-esteem and valuation, when good things happen, they sabotage them, they run from them, or sometimes they get sick. So you want to be able to build that. And there's already a video on valuation, self-esteem. And I did the third, which is affiliation, the quality of the people that you bring in. You look like a teacher or a doctor. Very good. I'm a teacher and a doctor, so it's pretty good. Good catch there, Daniel. So today I'll be talking about the second. I did 1, 3, and I'm going to do 2. The second is competence. And competence has to do with how good are you at what you do. But it's deeper than that. We'll go deeper than that. Hi, Samantha. Samantha's in. Hollister t-shirt. And I wore blue today so I could see the white so I can answer questions because the text is in white. And I'm drinking Ceylon gray tea. Okay. Now, so how do you build competent self-esteem? You build competent self-esteem by learning new things. You decrease your competent self-esteem by staying stagnant and not learning. But it's not, oh, that's your favorite tea, Daniel. Okay, great. Very good. Earl Grey Ceylon. Really, very good stuff. I would suggest that when you're coming on these things, get your favorite drink because it's a ritual. It's a beautiful thing that you share with each other, like I'm drinking my tea now. So, in competent self-esteem, what do? First, you look at your profession or you look at what you're studying and you find something that you're good at, something that comes easy to you as a gift, and then you begin to develop that. But first, a question, see, how do I keep good confidence when my team chokes the playoffs every year? Well, because your team needs to be able to reach the levels of horizons of prosperity and winning so that they don't sabotage it or get all uptight about it. Their teams, I do some consulting with teams, and they're really good as long as they're doing okay. When they're getting close to the playoffs and they start screwing up, because individually and collectively they created a sense of we're not worthy of this level, and they screw it up. Do you do trauma therapy? Yes, but let's stay with competent self-esteem. You can go to my website, biocognitive.com, and you can see all kinds of things there. You can read my books, The Mind-Body Code, The Mind-Body Self. There's a lot there. So, okay, so you find something that you're good at. I'm good at what I do. As a psychologist, I'm excellent, and I have a lot of creativity. Does that sound conceited? No, that's convinced. I want you to be convinced about your excellence. Don't get me pseudo-humble as, oh, I'm not that good. You know damn well you're good. Let people know. You don't have to boast it, but you let people know when they tell you, you're really good at this. You say, thank you, I appreciate that. It's very nice of you to say that. Somebody says, oh, you're so good looking. Thank you. I'm so glad you have good taste. That's it. It's no big deal. Our cultures teach us to be pseudo-humble, and that's not good for your immune system. So a lot of my work has to do with how culture beliefs affect the immune system, and it does. Okay, back to competence. You find something that you're good at. A father, mother, teacher, student, math, dancing, whatever it is, and you cultivate that. Cultivating it, so you make it better. The Japanese have a word for it. Hi neighbor, hi, how are you? Isles, Lily, Leos? Can't read it very well. Amanda came in. And then the Japanese have a word for it, and they call it kaizen, which means that it's gradual segments of improvement, small segments of gradual improvement, kaizen. The brain was made to constantly learn, not just to stop learning at 30 and then give it up because it deteriorates and you go into a nursing home. Stay clear with yourself and be curious, like centenarians are, people that I work with who are over 100. So find your passion, find something that you can identify with, and everybody has a gift. Everybody. You're not just here for the hell of it. You're not just a sperm and an egg that got together and here you are. You have a purpose. And you have service, but not caretaker. You have to be a caregiver, not a caretaker, so you can take care of yourself also. Okay, so you begin to develop that. In my case, psychology, I want to constantly develop better ways of expressing psychology, developing methods of psychology to help other people, learning as much as I can about the latest in psychology. And a lot of it is a lot of BS right now in psychology because it becomes so political. Everything's political. Political correctness is tyranny, by the way. So that's the first part, your gift. The other part of competence that you build is selfhood. Selfhood is what you carry with you all your life. I'll let people come in. African Queen, I'm going to pour some more Earl Grey Ceylon while you come in. So if you have any questions, go ahead and please ask them, and I'll try to answer them for you. But if you just joined us, we're doing on the second pillar of self-esteem, which is competence. Okay, so you work on competence on your gift, whatever that is, and you develop it. Then you work on the selfhood competence, which is how can I improve being honest with myself? Let's see. Well, some questions are, Dad, is that you? Some questions are just trying to be funny or just trying to distract, so I'm not going to answer them. Only intelligent questions. And all questions are intelligent if you're not screwing around. Okay? So that's the deal here. Where have I been? Been right here. Just stay on with House Shrink Channel and I'll be here. I'm here almost every day. So now, it is such an intelligent question. What, Murderino, what is the intelligent question? And if it's an intelligent question, what would you rather fight, 15 duck-sized John Cena's or one John Cena's sized duck? That's a mathematical question beyond my ability, so I don't know. You answer it, Murderino, and then we'll put it up. Anyway, getting back to competent self-esteem. How do you develop the selfhood competence self-esteem? First, learning to be true to yourself. That has to be cultivated. Being true to yourself is that you don't kid yourself. You might be able to kid other people, but you can't kid yourself because when you're by yourself, nobody's watching. You can be dishonest with yourself and get along. But the key is that, by the way, everything that I'm teaching you here is good for your psychoneuroimmunology, which is your immune, nervous, and endocrine system, because thoughts and emotions affect your biology. So, Jojo 12 just came in. People are coming in so fast today. Joe Slopes, statistical calculator, Jada Dada, your girl, Dev, how are you? So, flow of people, that's wonderful. Competent self-esteem. So you work on selfhood, on being true to yourself. Then you also work on being able to identify when you make a mistake and admit it. Because that, okay, Murderino has the answer. The duck would be easier. Okay, thank you. I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay, thank you. So being able to allow yourself to be wrong on things takes the pressure of you of that trying to be perfect all the time. Nobody's perfect. If you were perfect, you would be incredibly boring, and it doesn't exist anyway. So why try to be perfect? Dance around perfection, knowing that what you're going to do is going to be an imperfect, brilliant person. That's what I want you to do. Manuel came in. Craft 1292 came in. Welcome. So if you have any questions about competence, self-esteem, let's stay with the subject. I know ducks are nice and analogies are nice, but stay with the subject of competence so that you can get as much as you can out of what I'm giving here today. Self-esteem is an extremely important thing. Especially I see all these videos here of people that somebody ghosted them or somebody doesn't love them anymore and they can't find anyone. All those things have to do with self-esteem, and we're looking for idiots who ghost. Ghosting is idiots. If anybody will ghost you, they don't have a backbone and they're not courageous. So what you do is you celebrate that you got ghosted. Celebrate that you got ghosted because you got rid of an asshole. That's how it works. Clinical terms. Okay, the troll. Hi. Glad you're here. So, as you build competent self-esteem, you don't do it to try to compete with anyone. You do it is to improve with your baseline. You compete with yourself. If you want to compete with yourself. Not with anybody. Because you're going to find people that are better than you and worse than you. So it's not, you want to know what you are and you want to grow with what you are. You don't want to have to imitate other people and things that you don't have to. But in the process of developing competence, this is very important, so pay attention here. Duck, pay attention. This is very important, Murderino. You have to be able to have the ability or develop the ability to admire without envy. When you admire without envy, you're watching laudable behavior, valuable behavior, and then you can imitate it. And that's one of the developmental things that we have to maintain the species at the best. And why is it important for competence? Because if you're trying to do something, you don't want to compare yourself, but if you're trying to do something in an area and somebody does really well at it, admire it without envy and celebrate admiring it, and then try to learn from that person. So competent self-esteem requires admiration without envy. Remember that. It's very important. Murphy just came in. How are you? Delilah H. Gonzalez. How are you? Gonzalez, let me check this out. Gonzalez with an S is Portuguese. With a Z is Spanish. So which one are you, Gonzalez? Are you you're probably Portuguese, right? Hi, Murphy. How are you? I love Charlix XX joined. How are you? Lena Gentry, welcome. We got a lot of people coming in, and each time we get more questions, which was really nice. The one I did last was just an incredible amount of good questions. So if you want to know about competent self-esteem, ask me. Here I am. How shrink? Don't be afraid. All questions, if they're relevant to the subject, they're brilliant. Okay? If they're not relevant to the subject and you're trying to be funny, then it's not. Can we see your dirt star? What the hell is that? Your dirt star? I have no idea what that is. So explain it to me. And tell me how it relates to competent self-esteem, because there might be something hidden there that I missed. How it's related to competent self-esteem, and maybe I can answer it. I don't know. User 115531320. Get a name. Don't be a number. Get a name that you love, something that's good for you, something that you can identify with. So, for example, mine is How Shrink, because I'm a psychologist. More tea. Okay. I love Charlix is back. Some people are coming in and out, and that's okay. Krishmak B. Questions on competent self-esteem. Because remember, if you don't feel competent at what you do, you're not going to be able to be assertive or be someone that someone can value in that area. Because if you don't believe it, and if you excuse yourself, somebody says, you're so good in math. Oh, no, that's all right. It's just, I work at it very hard. That is denying the gift that someone gave you of saying, I like this about you. And it's also denying the gift that you have of math. Not everybody's good at math. I'm not great at math. I can't go beyond algebra. So that's how it goes. Some people do calculus. It's like drinking tea. That's a gift. And when you have a gift, be honorable about it and respect it and say thank you. Somebody tells you you're good at something, thank them. Don't say no problem, because you know that those of you who follow me, you know how I feel about no problem. No problem is just crazy. It's a waste of time, and it's parallel with stupidity, because no problem. Are you trying to run away from a problem? Are you any good at planting tulips? What's tulips? I have no idea. Tulips, you mean? Again, let's stay with the subject here. We can be cute and all that, but what we're trying to do here is learn some psychology about self-esteem. So next time, if I do something on comedy, then you can come up with these questions. But right now, just stay with competence. See, what's happening is that you have been trained to multitask and multimedia and all that kind of crap, and it's hard for you to concentrate and focus on one thing. So let's do it. Focus, and you'll see. My ex-husband of 23, I would imagine, years, filed for divorce during the pandemic. I thought I was his perfect partner. Well, obviously you weren't, so you celebrate that you're not, because you don't want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with you. Especially, very important, when people leave you during difficult times, that's a flaw of the person, not of you. When somebody leaves you in the middle of a pandemic, at least they should have the courtesy and the courage to wait and leave. So you have to find out, number one, what it is that your husband says that he needs. Okay, now let's see. He's now a CEO. Why did he destroy a relationship when he became a CEO? Oh, it's very interesting. This is what I was talking about. I don't know him, so I'm going to speculate. But there's some theories in my work that when people get to a high level of competence where they feel that they don't have competence self-esteem or valuation self-esteem, they start screwing up their lives. I've seen it so many times. I work with multi-billion-dollar company CEOs and people. If they don't have self-esteem, they sabotage the relationship when it gets really bad. How do you respond to people who shame you for wanting to learn and read and grow competence? Well, the idiots and the envious are the ones who criticize you for or shame you for wanting to learn. They say, oh, don't be such a nerd, enjoy life. What they're saying is, I'm so envious, I can't stand it. I don't want you to be good because I'm going to be really pissed off. That's what they're saying. Murphy's talking some more. He replaced me with someone younger 6 months later. Okay, all right, so there you go. He's looking for no substance. He's looking for somebody that admires him and admires his bullshit. So you don't want that. Celebrate that you're done with this guy. Celebrate. You had a history, but celebrate the goodness that you have in the relationship and let it go and trust your journey and move on. I know it hurts, but unrequited love requires certain things. And by the way, go to my website and you will see a lot of things about unrequited love, the YouTube channel, a lot about unrequited love, and both of my books, The Mind-Body Code and The Mind-Body Self, talk about unrequited love and how to deal with it, with techniques. Okay, so Murphy, thank you for sharing that story. Celebrate that it's over and celebrate having known this person. Knock, knock, how are you? User 57. Okay, Murphy will. Thank you very much. You'll see, it'll work. But be kind to yourself now, because when somebody doesn't want to be with you anymore, it's very easy to put yourself down. That's when you do self-caring. What are we talking about? We're talking about competence, self-esteem. There are three pillars of self-esteem in my theory of biocognition: valuation self-esteem, competence self-esteem, and affiliation. I've done videos on the first and the third. Now this video is on competence, on how good are you at what you do, and how can you grow in your selfhood in the areas that I talked about a few minutes ago, which I'll... are you doing the hero workshop you talked about a few... Yes, I am. Oh, thanks for reminding me, Samantha. I do healing the wounded hero. I do a workshop once a month. This is a paid workshop. This is free, but this is a paid workshop. And it's only for 12 people. They get filled very quickly. So if you're interested, go to my website and look for the events, and you'll find Healing the Wounded Hero. Only 12 people. We have a lot of people that try to sign up. So go ahead. And if you can't get in, we'll put you on the waiting list for the next one. Hard to trust my own judgment now. Well, practice good things and get evidence that you can trust your judgment. Maybe you can't trust your judgment because you screwed up. All right. So your brain needs evidence. How can I do things that are right? And then you say, oh, this was right. It's good judgment here. This is right. It's good judgment here. So therefore, I must have good judgment. You cultivate good judgment. You're not born with it. And especially when you're immature, judgment becomes a real complicated, confused thing. Go slowly with it, and you get to a point where you'll say, now I can begin to trust my judgment again, based on evidence, not on wishful thinking. So that's what I have to say to you. Froggy Lover, how are you? 99. Okay, more tea and more questions. We're talking about self-esteem and the competent self-esteem. See, in psychology, self-esteem is not covered as deeply as I do. I cover valuation, which is what they usually talk about. And then, but I go beyond that. I go to competence and affiliation. Gratis. What about gratis? No, the workshop is not gratis. This is gratis. This is pro bono. The workshop, I have to make a living. It's not expensive. It's $75 for an hour and a half with a world-class psychologist. That's damn good, I think. What's self-esteem? Hey, Dominic, unravel that for me to see if you're being serious or you're just fooling around. Okay, Satduish. It's a hell of a challenge with all these names. Keeping on with competent self-esteem. Look at the culture editors, and these are the people that shaped you, your parents, people that are in power in the culture. parents at home, teachers at school, clergy in the church, doctors in hospitals. So what you do is you begin to ask yourself, how was my self-esteem shaped? What did people... hey, Dominic, I'm not sure if you're trying to be funny or if you're asking legitimate questions. Be clear so I can understand you. If you're not being clear, then I'm not going to be able to understand you. So let me know. So some people shaped you into believing certain things about yourself. Some good and some bad. Sometimes, but the bad, they, for example, told you, well, you're never going to be good at math like your brother. Or you're never going to be a good dancer. You're never going to be this or that. Those are admonitions that mean nothing. That mean nothing. What you have to do is you say, okay, do I want to be good at math like my brother? If I don't, let it go. But if you do, you don't do it to compete with your brother. You do it to find what it is that has meaning for you in doing math. And then you develop it and you become good at it. But you always, when you're developing competence, self-esteem, and the other self-esteems, you have to look at the people that shamed you, abandoned you, or betrayed you in a way that didn't allow you that... I'm not talking about self-esteem. I'm talking about self-esteem, worthiness. Okay? So if you're serious, then it's self-esteem, not self-esteem. Okay? Yes, I'm referring to the second. Okay, Felicia. Hey, Felicia's got it on now. She's really on target here. Are you referring to the second pillar of self-esteem? Exactly. You've been reading my books or watching my work, because otherwise you wouldn't have mentioned that. So it's really very good. Excellent, Felicia. Brilliant. Brilliant. Very good. The Irish always like to say brilliant, brilliant. You go to the, I love this because you go to the airport when they ask you, did you pack your own bags? And then the officer said, did you pack your own bags? Yes, I did. Brilliant. Did anybody help you? No, not at all. Brilliant. So that's how they do. Oh, Felicia, I remember your video describing all of them. That's great. I'm so glad that you've watched my videos. You have good memory. Okay, Dominic, so now we cleared it up. So join us, and if you have any questions about self-esteem, please do. We're not talking about steam. So that was a legitimate question. Thank you. One of the most solid advices I've ever heard on self-esteem. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're right. Because other psychologists don't talk about that. They talk about certain things that are too fluffy. Let's see, Dominic, sorry I randomly just found your live. Great, well, welcome. Hey, welcome, Dominic. I was born in Ireland. We also say fabulous. True, Murphy. I love Ireland. It's my favorite country. I've done many lectures there. I've done a lot of mentoring, and I just love Ireland. Been in Glasgow, not in Glasgow, God, I just blocked the name. It's a cathedral that I gave a lecture there, just blocked the name. It'll come in a minute. But most of the time I've been in Dublin. But I've been all over Ireland, Southern Ireland, up to Northern. I haven't been to Northern Ireland. I've been just only to Ireland. So, okay. Henry Smiles. Galway is what I was thinking. I did a lecture at the cathedral in Galway in Ireland. It was wonderful. It was about stigmata. The work that I do is stigmata for the Vatican. Okay, so more questions about competence, self-esteem. I'm here. Remember, I'm wearing my Hollister, so I'm invincible when I wear Hollister. Dublin is where my mom comes from. I was born in West Cork. Oh yeah, West Cork. County Cork? Is that in County Cork? The U.S. should be every person's favorite country. Well, for Americans, that's true, yeah. I think this is a great country. There's no question. This is an outstanding country. But there are also some great countries around the world, too. So it's not like one is better or other. Some have some values, some other have. We do have the greatest freedom in the world here, no question about it. Don't let politics tell you otherwise. I've been all over the world. And this is a country where you can really grow if you want to. There are a lot of imperfections and problems, but overall, this is an outstanding country, and learn to love it if you don't. Okay, more questions about competent self-esteem and how to develop it, or if you have any problems with developing competent self-esteem, while I drink my tea. I'm going to do one at night and then I'll drink wine, but drink wine only if you're 21 or older. I'm not suggesting that anybody drink any or do anything illegal here. So, but it doesn't have to be wine. It could be anything. You notice I'm drinking tea right now. Okay, C Smart is here. A lot of people are here, but we need more questions about self-esteem, competent self-esteem. That you don't hear about it anywhere, about competent self-esteem. And it has to be developed. Would you recommend working on the pillars in order? Yes, I think so. That's a really good question, because I'll tell you why. Because the most important is valuation. Evaluation, self-esteem is the first pillar, and it has to do with how worthy do you believe you are to allow good things to happen to you or for you, and for you to be able to not sabotage them and not get sick. A lot of people sabotage and get sick because they don't have the... So that worthiness has to be first. And the way you bring it up briefly is by keeping self-caring commitments. Things that are self-caring, you keep them, it goes up. You break them, it goes down. Competence comes second, because you already feel good about yourself and you feel worthy and you feel that you can succeed, but you need competence in order to succeed, right? So you want to be good at it and develop that. Then the third is the people that you bring in, the affiliation self-esteem, the quality of the people that you bring in to share your good moments and to share your competence and valuation. Sometimes people who with high self-esteem seem arrogant. No, they're not. They don't have high self-esteem. They're just arrogant. High self-esteem has a quietude to it. There's a humbleness to high self-esteem. The people that are arrogant are overcompensating for their low self-esteem. I've had professors who were just royal idiots, who would just talk and try to put you down and try to be so arrogant. They were idiots. Einstein was a lot smarter than that professor or those professors put together. And Einstein said, if you don't explain something simply and clearly, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So arrogance is not good self-esteem. Arrogance is low self-esteem compensating. Okay, one mistake how to sustain confidence when you make mistakes? Well, confidence doesn't have to deal with perfection. It's not perfection. Confidence is learning from the approximations to your goal. Another way of calling mistakes. If you call it a mistake, you're ready to punish yourself. If you call it an approximation to an objective, then you find out what's missing in the approximation to the objective. So it's about learning from your approximations to objectives. It's not about beating yourself up and thinking that if you're not perfect, you have low self-esteem. Not at all. I have outstanding self-esteem and I make mistakes. That's how it goes. But I learn from it. If you don't learn, then that's how it goes. Is your article still on Medium about the merit model and esteem? Oh yeah, that's a really good question, Samantha. Yes, great question. On Medium.com, I think, is it Medium.com? Yeah, Medium.com. I have quite a few articles. Go there and just Dr. Mario Martinez, and I have all kinds of articles. I have one on COVID, and that had over 50,000 views within a few weeks. It's really very good about how to protect yourself and how to not be hysterical about it. But there are a lot of articles there on self-esteem and on the merit system, which I'll talk about that on another presentation here. But we're staying with competent self-esteem, and I'm going to stop a few minutes now, and if you have any questions, I'll be welcoming people and giving you a chance to ask questions about competent self-esteem. Okay, let's see. Stel 712 just joined us, and people just keep popping, and it's going really fast right now. But what I wanted to do is to give you a little time to think of some questions and ask them about yourself. And if it's too personal, then make it less personal so you can get something out of it. Let's see. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. I'm honored to have people here. So it's really wonderful. You take the time to be here. So I am House Shrink talking to you about self-esteem the second pillar, competence. How good are you at what you do, at what you love, and how can you improve the competence of selfhood? And the improving of the selfhood means that you have to be someone that you can live with yourself. So what are the things that you need to do to be able to live with yourself? Well, you have to be true to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be self-caring. You have to be willing to give as well as to receive. And each of those can be developed into competence, which is doing it well. Not perfectly, doing it well. JK9567320 just joined us, and people are continuing to join. And if you just joined us, this is House Strength talking about competence, self-esteem, the second pillar of self-esteem, based on my theory. And I am drinking Ceylon Earl Grey tea as I talk to you, so that I can keep my throat without getting dry. Okay, Slostatistics 88. Sometimes you make them really difficult to read, but I'll try to do my best. Okay, all right. Any more questions about competence, self-esteem? There are quite a few questions that you can ask. And if you miss part of this video, you can go to my channel on YouTube, Dr. Mario Martinez, and it'll be there. It'll come up tomorrow. It'll be premiering tomorrow. And I have a whole session there on TikTok, which is how to get your life in order, or get your life in order. You'll see there. It's the whole section dedicated only to the TikTok videos that I do. So there's a lot of information there. And if you want more, of course, I have my books, The Mind Body Code, The Mind Body Self. They're both bestsellers on Amazon, and you can get them anytime. Or you can go to my my website and see articles. And as Samantha said, medium.com, I have many articles there. There are thousands of people reading them because they're free, and it's good information that I have tried with in my practice and with the mentoring that I do all over the world. Crystal Caliber Design is here. How are you? Anybody else with questions as we move on? Another important part of competence, self-esteem is that you want to make sure, and I'll do another webinar on this, but you want to make sure that you're not afraid to best your parents, because sometimes we have problems with that. If your parent was a teacher and you're an outstanding teacher, you might feel a little guilty. Don't. Feel honored that you're doing better than your parents. And your parents, if they're healthy, if they're not healthy, no. But if they're healthy, they'll love that you're better than they are. So remember that. Don't allow yourself to go into guilt when you're doing better than your parents, because that's what parents are all about, to teach you to a certain level so you can move on and do better than they do. Each generation, and it'll be your responsibility to teach your kids, and then eventually they will go and do better than you. And sometimes maybe even better looking than you. You may not like that, but it's how it is. That's one of the ways of showing love. So many people here. I think that if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to stop because I pretty much covered what I wanted to cover on competence, self-esteem. Remember, it's a second pillar of self-esteem, and it's required in order for you to be able to feel like you're offering something to the world and offering something to yourself. But usually your brain will do well with things that you like, that you do well. So it's liking and doing well, because if you have an ability and you enjoy that, great. That's how you develop the competence. And let's say you're very good at dancing, and you're just a great dancer and you enjoy doing it. Well, you can build your competence and make it even better and better. Not to be better to boast, but to be better to feel the quality of the accomplishment. And because all three levels of self-esteem, when they go up, you feel good. There's a sense of joy, all three. When you do better with evaluation, competence, or affiliation, it has a joyful effect, and is very, very healthy for your anti-aging, by the way. A lot of these things are anti-aging, and they increase your longevity, because what you're doing is you're creating good hormonal, for example, and not hormones only, but serotonin other neurotransmitters and oxytocin, which is a hormone that's very good for you. So, hey, from Uzbekistan. Are you from Uzbekistan? Wonderful. This is great. Do you know they have a great restaurant here in Nashville? It's called Osho. Are you familiar with that place? So anyway, welcome from Uzbekistan. Very nice. No longer ruled by the Soviet Union. Many years ago, you got freed from those bastards, so that's pretty good. Okay, Yo-Yup, 111 came back. How are you doing? I don't think so. You don't think so? What you? With Osho. Where do you live now? Are you in Uzbekistan or are you in the U.S.? Nia 645. Where do you live now? Okay, as I'm waiting for the answer, I'm open for more questions that you may have about competence, self-esteem. House shrink here. Be sure that you go back to my channel and follow if you haven't followed. You can like my videos, and all of that helps in reaching more people. So it's a really good thing if you can do that. Okay, I don't see any other questions, so I think it's about time to stop and let you enjoy the rest of the day. And thank you for being here and participating like you did. Everyone was wonderful here. So have a great day, enjoy your day, and stay tuned for more to come. See you soon. Bye-bye.